and welcome back to Aldo DIY. Today I am going to show you how to drape, cut, and construct a sweetheart strapless bodice. If you are new to draping, don't worry about it because I am new as well, and this project right here is my second draping project and it turned out so well. And since we are a beginner, I decided I am just going to create simple design. So strapless bodice is very easy to do because there's not a lot of pieces or design to it. So I pretty much just drape it on the mannequin or dress form. And this dress form is not exactly my size. The back was a little big, so I'm going to have to alter that later on. But if you have a dress form that is the same measurement as your own body, it's going to be super easy. We're only draping on half of the dress form because we are just going to mirror the pattern pieces later on. After that, I am going to transfer the measurement to a muslin or a piece of fabric. So I'm just going to trace on the outside line of the style tape, and I'm just going to trace it out, and here I am making sure that there are no wrinkles on the fabric. I am smoothing it out without stretching the fabric. I'm also going to cut small incisions along the curve just to release the tension on that area. So this is a great way to use up all the leftover fabrics, and you can also get them at the thrift store. This white sheet of fabric was actually a bed sheet that I didn't use anymore, and I decided to put it to good use by using it as a muslin. It's pretty straightforward. As you can see, I am just tracing along the outside line of the style tape. The back bodice has a little bit more curve, so you just want to take your time to smooth out the wrinkles and pin as much as possible, and you are also going to make some little cuts along the waistline. You basically just want to release the tension along the curve area, so you are also going to make small cuts just like what I'm doing here, smoothing out everything and then pinning. And for best practice, you should make a mock-up for these pattern pieces just to make sure that everything fits really nice, and you can adjust it just like I did on the back bodice. I ended up adjusting the back by about 1 inch. Now it's time to true the pattern. What that means is you are going to make the lines visible and you are going to add your seam allowances. So for the back piece, I added 1 inch. That is going to be for the zipper, and then all the way around are going to be 1/2 inch. You can do 5/8 of an inch if you are going to add boning, which I recommend. After truing the pattern pieces, you are going to do a mock-up just to make sure that everything fits really well and you can make your adjustment if you need to. Now that the bodice patterns are ready, it's time to create your mock-up. I have the white fabric for lining and the red for the shell. Whatever you do on the shell lining is going to be repeated on the lining. I matched the curve on the side front and the center front together. Right sides of the fabrics are facing each other. And then sew along that area following the 1/2 inch seam allowance that I gave for these pattern pieces. Match the back panels on the side front of the dress or the bodice, and I'm going to pin on the right sides of the fabrics as well and sew. After that, I press the seams open, and we are going to be ready for the next step, which is adding boning to the lining. I didn't add that to this tutorial because that will be in a separate video, but here, as you can see, I matched the right sides of the fabrics together and I already put the boning in the lining. I'll go ahead and stitch along the neckline, and here I mark where the V is going to be, so when I reach that area I know that I will need to lift up the presser foot and turn the fabric and then continue on sewing. Beautiful. It's time to grade the neckline. As you can see, I am just cutting along the seam, and I'm also trimming extra fabrics on the seams as well to get rid of the excess bulk. Went ahead and press it, and now it's time to understitch the lining. Doing so is to make sure that the lining is going to stay inside the bodice. Be sure that the raw edge are facing the lining side. When you are sewing along the curve, just take your time and make sure that you smooth out the fabric and do not sew over a wrinkle because it's going to show on the neckline. So this is the finished neckline or bodice, and it looks super pretty. Now I'm gonna give it a good press one more time, and it is ready for the skirt that you want to attach to the bodice. For this dress, I decided to attach a circle skirt, but you can do a pencil skirt or an A-line skirt or just a gathered skirt actually. It's pretty versatile. As long as you finish the bodice, the skirt is very easy. If you find this tutorial useful and helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so because I plan on creating more draping tutorials for you guys. Click the notification as well so you will get notified whenever I post a new one. I will see you next time. Bye!